Hello and welcome to a special program of cricket, stories, stats, data, drama, everything put together. And Gujarat Titans last night weren't any different. Yes, they're at the top of the table. And why so? Because of the clinical, precise, dominant and determined performance at the IPL. Hello and welcome. This is Sunil Yashkalra welcoming you on Cricket Predicta, your daily dose of half an hour talking about stats, stories, data, drama, all put together of IPL. Yes, Shubman Gill led from the front in scoring a classy 90 of 55 deliveries, reminding everyone why he's the numero uno at the top of the table and best in the business. Sai Sudarshan was calm, composed and consistent. A well-paced 52 that not only helped the team but also brought him the orange cap. Yes, kudos to him. And then came the final flourish. Joss the Boss Butler, unbeaten 41, powering GT to a 198 for 3. In reply, KKR could only manage 159 for 8, I beg your pardon. Rashid Khan, Prasidh Krishnan both picked up 2 wickets each as KKR choked in their run chase. We head to Ekana Stadium today at the Lucknow, where Lucknow Super Giants host the Delhi Capital in what promises to be another humdinger. Last time these two met, Delhi Capital snatched victory by just 1 wicket. Yes, thanks to a heroic unbeaten 66 by Ashutosh Sharma. But tonight, LSG will all be fired up, scoring. And especially on the home turf, Delhi, on the other hand, will look to repeat the history, walk away with the laurels. Will it be another thrilling win for them? We'll hope and see. Well, joining me is a podcaster from Australia, a well-known Twitter handle on Twitter Space as well, Paul Tinnett. Paul, welcome to the show. Let me begin the show by asking you, KKR's batting last night was out of place for some time and they failed twice in succession in IPL. What are your views for it?
Well, yeah, obviously it's been a poor couple of outings with the bat. I think that the second last game, they'll probably dismiss that. It was a very atypical T20 pitch or IPL pitch, and both sides really struggled in that game. But last night, they'll probably also feel that they lost the game to some degree with their bowling effort, or to congratulate Gujarat on their excellent batting effort. It was notable that at the innings break, Win Predicta already had Gujarat strong favourites. Even though Rahane himself said that he thought that the 199 was very chaseable, and maybe if they'd all batted like him, it would have been. That's not what Win Predicta had said. So I think it's very hard to work it out because their batting lineup is so long. They just look like a side who are geared up to score 200 plus. I don't think that this sort of pitch suited them. I don't think they'll be all that happy with their curator for preparing this kind of strip. It was not a minefield by any stretch, but it wasn't the free-flowing sort of conditions that they most appreciate. Dropping Quinton de Kock, I can understand he hadn't been performing well, but it's not something that I would necessarily want to do. I think he's someone that should be in the side. They're probably looking a little bit more from Venkatesh Iyer. And the Sunil Narine experiment, which last season was so brilliant, hasn't been working as well this season. I would still continue with it. But, I think overall, it's been a disappointing 3 matches now for KKR, 2 especially with the bat. I still think they're a pretty good side, and I'm expecting some wins from them in the coming games.
Paul, let's move on to the second question. Very important. Shubman Gill's role has been very crucial in GT's performance, and he's been performing on an ongoing basis. He's just like the ever-ready bunny. What is your view on it?
I mean, Gujarat are so perfectly set up around Shubman Gill and their entire top 3, actually, Sudarshan and Joss Butler. Those 3 probably dominate their side more than the top 3 dominate any other side, and by being reliant on them, they can go with a sort of a bowling heavy approach, and that's the way that they look to play. The maturity that they often show to be able to assess conditions, and this is led by Shubman Gill, is very interesting, and it's different to how other sides approach it. You'd never see Sunrisers Hyderabad necessarily playing it that way, but they tend not to get it wrong. The other night, Chennai went out with the intention of not risking 240, not risking getting bowled all out for 160 by trying to go too high, and in the end they got a middling total that was easily chased down. This time around, Gujarat showed how it's meant to be done. They they were still able to accelerate. Shubman Gill was able to accelerate at the time that was necessary, and they ended up with a comprehensive win. So he's a class player. He's a top standard test player, and Gujarat are lucky to have him.
Paul, let's move on to the second question. Very important. Shubman Gill's role has been very crucial in GT's performance, and he's been performing at on an ongoing basis. He's just like the ever-ready bunny. What is your view on it?
Oh, what a star he's been. I really enjoy watching him bowl. I love the sort of high arm action, the energy that he puts through the ball. Reminds me a little bit of Jason Gillespie, the former Australian fast bowler, in the just some of the way that he delivers it. I love the test match length, banging away just short of a length. And, you look at the output, not only is the purple cap leader by quite a space. He's got 16, then there's a cluster on 12. That's a large gap. More significantly to me, that in terms of the economy rate, against all the other fast bowlers, he's number one in the IPL. He's going about 7.3 runs per over. And if you exclude spinners and you look at the second best in terms of fast bowlers, it is Jasprit Bumrah. Not often, well, Bumrah may well by the end of the tournament be number one because obviously he's had an abbreviated tournament so far. But if I was Prasidh Krishna, I'd frame that right now, because to be ahead of Bumrah is truly special, and to be going at 7.3 runs per over in a tournament where sometimes we consider 9 runs per over a pretty decent outing is very impressive. So yeah, he's a really valuable cricketer.
Paul, let's move on to the second question. Very important. Shubman Gill's role has been very crucial in GT's performance, and he's been performing on an ongoing basis. He's just like the ever-ready bunny. What is your view on it?
Yeah, in terms of head-to-head, LSG and Delhi are almost equal, But having said that, this year both the teams are relatively new, and Delhi are playing some exciting brand of cricket, whereas LSG is heavily dependent on Marsh and Nicholas Puran. With Rishabh Pant yet to fire in the lineup, LSG are always playing a catching up in terms of the batting. But yeah, today's contest will be exciting because both the teams are on 10 points. So from here on, whoever wins the next couple of games will seal the place in the playoffs. So from now on, whoever plays well have a good chance of qualifying, at the same time winning the tournament as well. So this is the business end of the tournament. I think you need to be consistent. Once you lose momentum in this kind of tournament, and it's very tough to get it back. So teams are aware and they know how to play this part of the tournament.
Well, LSG is coming off with a thrilling 2-run victory over Rajasthan Royals in the last game. Is it going to give them some confidence heading into a battle with DC? Remember, DC hasn't done great, but they can pull off a rabbit out of the hat. Your views?
Yeah, absolutely. Last game's win against RR will give LSG a lot of confidence going into this game, Sometimes you need that kind of a spark to regroup, refresh and get back. So the way LSG bowled in the last 3-4 overs in their death was outstanding, But having said that, this is a new game, and again they're up against Delhi. They've been batting really well, and KL Rahul is back in Lucknow. So yeah, he knows the condition well, and he'll play the crucial role in today's game, I feel. But having said that, it is LSG's home game. Again, they know the conditions better than anyone else. But let's wait and watch. I think LSG have a upper hand going in today's game.
Well, with this, we also invite Stanley Chiozza, the coach of the former coach of the Zimbabwean team and who's now currently in Dubai. Stanley, your views in the match against Delhi Capitals. LSG, last time they played, LSG won by 6 wickets last year in the IPL. Do they look capable of repeating their performance this year? Your views?
Two teams definitely coming into this encounter with momentum. Two teams coming into this encounter with wins behind their backs. Lucknow Super Giants, obviously in the last 5, have had the lion's share, 4 out of 5. Delhi Capitals, on the other hand, 3 out of 5. But importantly, back-to-back victories. That is what they'll be bringing into the table, as well as Lucknow Super Giants. However, if you then look at this stage, okay, it's more or less a pound for pound kind of scenario. Lucknow Super Giants obviously have the upper hand in the sense that they're playing at home, and obviously it'll be key in what sort of conditions that they'll try and play in. Perhaps look at a scenario where they'll try and take out the effect of pace. We know what Delhi Capitals brings to the table with regards to that. Mitchell Stark, yes, different second half of the early period. He's having 8 wickets in the first 2, and then in the last 5 he's only managed to take 2 wickets up front. So is that a concern? Perhaps not, but we know what Mitchell Stark does, and we know what he can bring to the table. Should Lucknow Super Giants prefer to go spin friendly in terms of conditions, I'll not be surprised, just to negate that pace factor of Mitchell Stark. But however, we did see the ball starting to tail. Those Yorkers, tailing in Yorkers, can be very destructive in the middle period and also in the back end. However, when you do look at how they've gone about their victories, Lucknow Super Giants coming into this encounter, for me, they are the battle-tested team. If you look at their last 5 matches, the 4 victories that they have encountered have been tight encounters, okay, nail-biting encounters. They've had to work hard for those victories, and it's a large thanks to obviously their batting, but up and above that, the fact that the top order has been scoring runs, it has given their bowling attack an opportunity to make a few mistakes here and there, but still be able to do the job whenever they've been found wanting to defend a total. So obviously Lucknow Super Giants coming into this one have the upper hand in terms of momentum. 4 out of 5 victories in the last 5, playing at home. Obviously, they'll be dictating terms of what kind of a surface they can play in. I would not be surprised if they go on a surface that has got a bit of assistance for spin. Yes, both sides have got decent spinners who are good form. Bishnoi coming into the mix, Vipraj as well coming into the mix. Kuldeep, I'll be looking forward to see how he performs on this one should they give them a spinning surface.
Well, when you look at Nicholas Puran, one of the top guys in the game, is one of the leading scorers, especially against LSG and DC. Is he going to be a big challenge for DC to deal with, considering he's in a pick of the form?
If you're a batsman and you're batting up the order and you're scoring at a strike rate of 200, you're going to be a definite target, and you're going to make an impact not only in this match but many matches to come. That is the X factor of Nicholas Puran. If you look at the stats, then the way this stat is derived from, it's out of the fact that out of batsmen who have faced over 100 balls in this season's IPL, Nicky Puran is striking at over 205. And this is an up-the-order batsman. Okay, so he's an influential player, not only in just this fixture with regards to LSG versus Delhi Capitals, but in the make-or-break scenario of the match in what it is and what it means for the IPL for both teams today. You know, Nicky Puran is coming into bat at a time when Aiden Makram, Mitchell Marsh are putting in good starts for the team, and he has just come in and played that expressive nature that we know he can do best. And I think bringing him up the order is something that has worked. However, Delhi Capitals will obviously know that there are matchups, and one of those key matchups obviously will be Nicky Puran versus Kuldeep. This is quite an interesting matchup, to be honest. And if you look at it, the figures are such that Nicky Puran, out of 70 balls, has only scored 74 runs and has been dismissed 5 times by Kuldeep. So they'll be looking to bring in spin early. You have to. This is a matchup that has worked in the past, okay? And this stat is there for a reason. So you've got to try and use it early to stop the flow of runs, because you know the longer an individual like Nicky Puran bats, he will hurt you. But up and above, in terms of complementing the work that Nicky Puran is doing, there's somebody who's just sleeping under the radar, and that's Abdul Samad. 111 runs in 7 matches, and listen to this, at a strike rate of 200, batting in the dead. In the make or break games, the matches that I said Lucknow Super Giants have been battle tested, and they've really had to work hard, and these were close matches. This man has played a very big role in that, coming into the back end and making sure he complements all the work that has been done by the top order at the back end, making sure they get very good totals, or making sure that they get over the line. So it will be an interesting matchup, and like I said, if they do face, if Lucknow then puts in some spinning conditions, this is one matchup to watch for.
Well, that was an all-important question to Stanley Chiozza, who has coached and played junior level cricket at the Zimbabwean team. We also invite the former Indian off spinner, now the coach of the Assam junior team, Noel David. Noel, welcome to the show. Noel, it's a spin friendly thing, and this question goes on to you. As an off spinner, do you think the spin friendly track at the Ikana Stadium in Lucknow, what are the special preparation LSG needs to come up while facing DC spinner Kuldeep Yadav?
Hi Sunil, I think today's game between LSG and DC is going to be a good game. I know they're playing at Lucknow. Both the teams have a good balanced side, a formidable side, and moreover, DC is going to play at Lucknow, where the wicket will be a bit of friendly, where it can turn. Because what I have heard is there's two kinds of wickets there. It all depends on the curator what wicket he is going to make them play, because there's one is red soil and the other is a bit of black soil. I don't know. So it all depends what the curators decided to give for today's game. But coming to the game, I feel that Delhi is coming with a lot of confidence. You know, the way they are playing this year, it looks like they have something geared up and they have something in mind this year to win the trophy. At the same time, LSG is coming back after the two losses initially. They are slowly making their mark into this IPL. They are in the 5th position. Delhi is in the 2nd position in the points table. So it's going to be a good game. But I feel that Delhi has a good bowling attack. Where it comes to, they have a good spin attack. They have Akshar, they have Kuldeep, they have Mitchell Stark. The way he's bowled the last over, against I think it was RR. So I feel that LSG needs to bat well against them. It all depends on Rishabh Pant now. He needs to come out of form. Nicholas Puran is in great form. Markram is back into the side. He's getting runs. David Miller is there. So they have a good side. It's only that they have to be consistent now from here if they want to beat Delhi Capitals. Kuldeep will be the key play for Delhi Capitals because we know what he can do with the ball. He has a lot of variations, and I think Lucknow will be eyeing on him. If Kuldeep bowls well on a spinning track in Lucknow, then it's going to be a run for the money for LSG.
Now, let me take a dig at you. Your Hyderabad team started off with a war cry of 300 runs ka nara, but suddenly the games are coming down to 180, 160. Do you think this pitch is going to be a low scoring affair, considering the batting, the bowling hasn't fired up, the bowlers are doing good? What is your opinion of the match tonight?
Hi Sunil, I think today's game between LSG and DC is going to be a good game. I know they're playing at Lucknow. Both the teams have a good balanced side, a formidable side, and moreover, DC is going to play at Lucknow, where the wicket will be a bit of friendly, where it can turn. Because what I have heard is there's two kinds of wickets there. It all depends on the curator what wicket he is going to make them play, because there's one is red soil and the other is a bit of black soil. I don't know. So it all depends what the curators decided to give for today's game. But coming to the game, I feel that Delhi is coming with a lot of confidence. The way they are playing this year, it looks like they have something geared up and they have something in mind this year to win the trophy. At the same time, LSG is coming back after the two losses initially. They are slowly making their mark into this IPL. They are in the 5th position. Delhi is in the 2nd position in the points table. So it's going to be a good game. But I feel that Delhi has a good bowling attack. Where it comes to, they have a good spin attack. They have Akshar, they have Kuldeep, they have Mitchell Stark. The way he's bowled the last over, against I think it was RR. So I feel that LSG needs to bat well against them. It all depends on Rishabh Pant now. He needs to come out of form. Nicholas Puran is in great form. Markram is back into the side. He's getting runs. David Miller is there. So they have a good side. It's only that they have to be consistent now from here if they want to beat Delhi Capitals. Kuldeep will be the key play for Delhi Capitals because we know what he can do with the ball. He has a lot of variations, and I think Lucknow will be eyeing on him. If Kuldeep bowls well on a spinning track in Lucknow, then it's going to be a run for the money for LSG.
There you had it. You had the four of the best voices of the game talking about cricket, the stories, the drama, the stats, and the data. Yes, the show is called Cricket Predicta. I'm signing off from the beautiful Marbella Resorts at the Cornish area of Sharjah. But don't go anywhere else. We'll be back after a short commercial break. Don't change the channel.